Hey everyone, this is Sawyer, and we're doing a review. I almost want to say reaction, but we're doing a review for The Flash Season 4, Episode 1, titled Reborn. Now, you may have seen some of my other videos before, like some of my other, I think one in particular is like top 5 things I want from Season 4 at Flash, and in that video, I basically was talking about how my feelings about season 3 and how I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I felt like the show really drifted off a lot, and story wasn't as good, and I was getting really tired of all the speedster villains, and I just didn't like Savitar. I didn't like the reveal of who Savitar was, and all that stuff. Just almost nothing I liked about that season. I mean, yeah, there were some good episodes sprinkled in here and there, but as a whole, the season was not good to me. But I'm going to stay with it because I trust these DC shows. I've already put so much time and effort into them. I definitely want to try to see them through because I even I've sit through some seasons of shows that weren't as good just to get to the end. With that being said, this opening episode it was good. I liked it. Um, I hope if they can keep if they can keep what they did with this episode going the whole season, it would be a good season. I feel like. Um, Now, yeah, they did. They definitely rushed it a lot. I felt like they crammed a lot of stuff into 40 minutes or however long the episodes are. But they always do that in the CW shows. Like they're always burning through. They burn through storylines faster than they should, and just to get somewhere else. And I don't like that, especially when you have a 20-something episode season. You should take your time with it. Tell a better story. Make things last longer. It just seems like what you would do if you had that long of a season. Um, but that's beside the point because if I'm rambling there. This episode started with Team Kid Flash, as he likes to call it. Wally, Vibe, and Joe with the help of Iris as the girl in the chair, Spider-Man reference. They all teaming up and they're doing the crime fighting thing. And it was cool. I liked it. I like seeing that dynamic. I like seeing Vibe and Cisco. I like seeing Cisco and Wally interacting with each other. It's something you didn't really see a lot of before. Um, I also like seeing Iris in a more demanding, controlling role because she's literally the boss of the team. Like she's the one making the calls and kind of being serious while everybody else is just having fun with it. And that was something different that you hadn't seen. I feel like they finally made her character more interesting by doing that, by having her really be a frontline member of the team. She was never really a frontline member of the team before. She was always just kind of there because of Barry or because of her dad. She never really felt like she added anything to it. But at least now she feels like she's adding more of like a leader role or a Felicity, almost like a Felicity role. Which yeah, I know a lot of people don't like Felicity. Um, but then we got flashback pretty fast, like 15, 20 minutes of the episode probably, or a little bit longer than that, actually. Which I didn't like. I was kind of hoping they would go a couple episodes without Barry in the show. But it's fine. I guess it was whatever. I mean, can't do nothing about it now. I did like how he came back and he was all crazy and he was mumbling all kinds of different lines. I actually like that. I like how it was all stuff that he's either heard, been told, or he said himself throughout the show. There was, I only caught a few of them. I mean, I'm sure they're all references to something. It could probably be a game. It could probably be a drinking game. Every time you catch a reference to drink, actually that'd be a terrible drinking game. Anyway, but yeah, he said a lot of lines. For example, he said the line. He said to Oliver about how I don't think I can be like you. That was a cool one that I caught. He also repeated a line that he said to I think Reverse Flash or Harrison Wells, the original Harrison Wells from season 1, and there was a couple other ones that he had said from various moments in the show. So that was kind of cool. As Cisco puts it, he was in his beautiful mind phase, and it was which is cool. Now he also snapped at that a little fast. I felt like they could have had that for a couple episodes, and I'm hoping that he's gonna back and forth revert to it. He'll just automatically snap into that form, kind of like how if anybody's ever watched Agents of Shield, kind of like how Coulson did in season 2. He'd be perfectly fine, but then he would just go into these trenches, especially at night. He'd go into these trances where he would just carve letters and with a knife into the wall like, all day. He would do that. So I'm kind of hoping they do something like that where Barry just uncontrollably morphs into his crazy drawing phase and do it at the worst possible time. That would be awesome. I think that would be a cool plot device for a few episodes. No, you can't do it for too long, but at least like 2 or 3 episodes, I feel like that could be a cool thing. Um, Caitlin came back. She seemed to be able to control her transformation at first, but then by the end of the episode, we see that when she gets in a fight or flight situation, it just comes out, and she has a hard time controlling it. And it seems like the more it comes out, the more Killer Frost comes out, the more harder it is for her to control it. So I'm sure that's going to be an ongoing theme in the season, and I'm not really all that particularly excited about that because I'm not really particularly excited about her character anymore. I feel like they just ran her into the ground once they started having her morph between bad and good. It just like I don't like her character. I like her character in season 1, but I don't really like her character anymore. What else can I say? Before I get to the last thing. Oh yeah, well I'll just get into it. So I was liking the villain. I didn't really like. I didn't recognize him. I don't know if it was actually a comic book villain or not. Usually I can catch on when they're actual comic book villains. But of course, if you watch the episode, you know that he's a robot at the end, and he's just like a robot henchman for the main villain, which was cool. The end fight scene or racing scene, I guess, when they're flying around the windmills or whatever. I guess it's windmills. Whenever they're flying around the windmill things, that was awesome. That was probably the most visually stunning scene I've seen in Flash so far. It was all CGI, but it looked really good. Just like how he was dodging the stuff and jumping over the blades. That whole sequence was just beautiful looking to me. By far the best fight scene. They probably blew their whole budget on it. For the rest of the season, they're probably just going to have Flash. I'm kidding. It'll be better than that. But so other than that, like I like the robot guy. He was kind of cool. He had, his sword thing. I don't know why. Why the villain chose it to do a samurai. I thought it was kind of weird choice of all the things you could make a robot out of. But it worked. It was aesthetically interesting and different for the episode. It caused Cisco to have some good jokes. So after that, at the very end of the episode, we get introduced to the main villain of the season. I'm hoping the main villain of the season, the Thinker, who is, if you're a comic book nerd, you would know that he's a Jay Garritt. He's originally a Jay Garritt villain, even though there's been like 4 versions of the character by now. He was originally a Jay Garritt villain. He was originally just like a criminal who was like really, really smart. That like he created his own like not magic. He created his own like little helmet that gave him like psychic abilities. He could like figure out things and predict things. And so yeah, he was very much a strategy villain. Like, I think originally he was like a consultant for criminals. Like criminals would come to him and he'd be like, "Here, this is what you should do. This is your plan. You'll get away scot-free if you do this, but pay me first." Like that's what he did. That was his racket. But then the characters evolved a lot since then. I think the newest version is like an actual computerized like AI thing that can like hack systems and all that. Which I think which it looks like from this episode, they're going for a hybrid between like the human version that's just a really smart guy and the AI version. Because he looks almost like a cyborg. Like he's connected to a whole bunch of stuff, but he doesn't look like he's fully human anymore. It looks like he's been replaced by machinery. But he does still have a human form. He was giving off I was watching some reactions, and they were making fun of him, like saying he was kind of like giving off the Darth Vader vibe. And I can see that. But I'm hoping that he is the villain for this season, because I'm getting really tired of speedsters. I'm so tired of seeing speedsters every season. Oh my god, you don't even know how tired I am of that. Like I was excited in season 3 when I thought I had found out that Dr. Alchemy was going to be the villain. I was like, yes, finally, somebody different. And it's Dr. Alchemy. He's got a pretty good power. He can change matter. I mean, that would be a pretty cool villain for Flash to fight. Like, he could do some crazy stuff. But then they just kind of make him a henchman and make him not important. And then he's revealed to be Julian, and Julian becomes this normal character who never actually goes back to being Alchemy. I was thinking he was going to go back and forth, kind of like how Caitlin did. But I guess I didn't want to do that with 2 different characters. But I just felt like I felt like there was so much wasted material, wasted potential with Doctor Alchemy. I really feel like it was a wasted potential. But then we got Savitar, and Savitar sucked, and I don't want to get to that right now. But yeah, this overall, I thought this episode was really good. It kind of restored some faith in me for the season. That the season will be better, hopefully, than season 3. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to touch up on, and I touched up on the main things I really wanted to hit. If you like, comment, subscribe. If you guys like these reviews and my opinions and stuff, let me know. And if you guys didn't agree with me on something, or if you did agree with me, let me know. Or if you just want to talk shop, if you just want to talk about how cool the episode was, or what Barry's favorite brand of sneakers are, just let me know. We'll talk about that stuff. And as always, be awesome like you are. And thanks guys for watching.